Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss how to handle a buyout. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Ryan Thompson, Tracy Napolitano, and Lenny Eckstein.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
So yeah, we're going to be talking about what would happen in the case of a buyout. We have 4 business owners here, and then we got McNew, who owns her own podcast outside of the ABV network. So we're going to talk about what would happen in the event of a buyout. So we've accepted an offer, and where do we go from there? So we'll talk about that after the break. For right now, I've got a question for you guys. How late of an age would you say you can be where you're willing to get your wisdom teeth taken out? At what point do you just give up and be like, I've had these things in long enough, I'm not getting them taken out? Is there an age, or does it vary by person, do you think? Or what do you think the deal is? So I know somebody who's in their 70s and thinking about getting their wisdom teeth taken out.
You know, I had mine taken out when I was probably 14 or something, and I thought
that was young. That's young. Usually it's like a young adult, but 14's still a kid.
Yeah,
really.
14, 15. I was in high school, so that's when I had mine taken out. I didn't realize that some people kept them into their 70s, so that's news to me.
Okay.
Yeah, mine were out in high school too, but when I had mine taken out, I thought to myself, I was like, did they always, were cavemen pulling their wisdom teeth out? When did
they were losing teeth? I think that's what, for the cavemen, it became in handy because you lose teeth. There wasn't any dental, so then those teeth just come in and then they move forward. Your mouth, your teeth shift, and of course, I'm sure they don't look great, but at least you have teeth.
Their jaw lines were different, and they needed them to actually eat. But as we evolved, we don't need them anymore.
Well, McNew used to work for a dentist. She kind of knows.
Yeah, I still work.
She was forced to retire, though. She was forced to retire, but that's totally.
I still work in the dental world, but not in an office. But we don't need them anymore like we used to. They had a purpose, and that's why there's some people they erupt, some people they don't. But
why don't we just cut our pinkies off while we're at it?
I don't have any wisdom teeth, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah, I wasn't born with them. I literally didn't have to get them taken out.
I would like mine back.
Weird.
And actually, I didn't know that was an option out there that you weren't born with.
Yeah. Wow. No wisdom teeth. So no.
Right. That's interesting.
And then my kid ended up with 2. So the wife had 4, and I had 0, and the kid went with the straight average. He went with 2. So how about that?
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I did not know that either. It's like being born with no kneecaps.
Well, then you don't have to worry about him getting cold. Apparently, Lenny suffers from cold kneecaps from time to time, and he can't even sleep when his kneecaps get too cold. Apparently, that's the thing. McNew, what's the oldest age you think someone should be allowed to get their wisdom teeth taken out? Do you think you've already missed the window? If you pass 40, is it 50, 60, 70?
I was lucky enough to get mine out at 17, but I would think. So the whole point of taking them out is because they crowd your other teeth, and you can get food and bacteria stuck back there and just cause a lot of problems.
Sure.
But if you've made it to 30 and have not had issues and your teeth aren't jacked from being pushed together, why bother? Right. Just keep those.
So if McNew is president of the United States, one of the laws should put into place is at the age of 30, if you haven't got your wisdom teeth taken out, they got to stay in. That's it.
I guess it's to each their
that's
own.
A law. That's a law.
I wouldn't see the point in doing it after that age if they have not given you issues yet.
Okay. All right. Lenny, where do you fall on this one? What do you think?
I
Could
mean,
a woman in her 70s get her wisdom teeth taken out, do you think?
I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't do anything. I think
just
you know,
wait to
as it is
die
now.
is when your point.
yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, you broke your arm. It's fine. Just let it heal itself. Don't worry about it.
I'm walking around with 2 torn rotator cuffs in my shoulders. I don't want to get it fixed. Why? It hurts. It's recovery. Anything that you can avoid, I'm all for it. You know, like I don't know. I just like it, especially extraneous things. I mean, I don't know.
What is the motivation of this person in their 70s getting them pulled at this point? Are they hurt or what?
Man, obsession with medical procedures, maybe.
Really
I
likes
don't know.
medical procedures.
Well, why can't she just get a facelift like
Likes
a
the attention.
Why are we doing invasive dental things?
I don't know. I even think like I was looking at my kid's teeth the other day. You know, he's 8. His teeth are horrible, but I was looking at him thinking like, does he really need braces though?
Oh, uh-oh.
I mean,
Run that
they're
one
expensive.
by your wife and see what she says.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know what she'll say, but no, but like evolutionarily, if that's a word, dude, what happens if we didn't, what if we didn't put braces on kids? I mean, like, is it really that big of a deal?
Well, look over at England and you'll see. Go over to take a trip to England and you'll know exactly what happens.
Like, I feel like you probably want your kid to have a nice life and people to be kind to him. You don't want him bullied because of his jacked up teeth. That happens. Kids are mean. Kids are mean.
Yeah.
Not anymore, right? I think that things have changed since we were in school.
I think they're still mean. I think
There's no bullying.
so,
There's
too.
no bullying.
Kids are still mean.
if you need braces.
I don't know about that.
They just do it online now.
Yeah. Still mean.
That gets into federal issues. So yeah. I don't know.
Well, even and braces aren't like they used to be, right? I mean, they have Invisalign and
Well, Invisalign,
even-
sure.
straightening the teeth is a
And
little
they're
different.
cool now. So this started when I was in school too. I was always jealous of the kids that had braces. Like the cool kids had
Really?
braces.
Wow.
And my little neighbor, she's 13. She was pumped when she got braces last summer. She came over to show me. She's like, I got to pick my own colors. Look at my braces. And she had great teeth. Like she didn't need them, but she has them. And she's so happy to have them.
Here's what I
That's
don't
a good
understand.
orthodontic salesperson right there.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Orthodontic, they're the used car salespeople of tooth health. So they literally are like, this is a thing that got invented when I was already an adult. It's like, okay, what do you need to do so it's easier later? We need to put braces on when you're like 10 years old, and then you'll get them again when you're like 14 or whatever. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Why would you put a kid through? I mean, it's painful when they go on, no matter what you think. Day 2 after getting those braces on, it's painful. So
Yeah.
it's not fun. So why would you put yourself through 2 times that and the expense of 2 times the braces? That's what they said. They said to my kid, "You're gonna need that." I was like, "We'll just wait till she gets in high school." Then we waited, and she's fine. It was fine.
Yeah.
There's no change.
10-year-old, like you still have to tell them to brush their teeth. They're not going to take care of those. I wouldn't do it twice.
Exactly.
Until they're like 13 or 14.
No. Well,
I do have a permanent retainer on the bottom of my teeth.
do
You guys
you?
got that?
No, I didn't get.
Like they used to like cement them on. I remember people getting those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is yours cemented in, Ryan, or is this something you have to
I
pop
don't-
in when you go to bed?
No, it stays. It's been there since I was
Really?
probably 14. Yeah, it's been there ever since I had braces.
They forgot to get that out of there. That's supposed to be out of there,
right.
man. They just forgot it. It's like when you leave an instrument in someone's body. So yeah.
Yeah.
Drop
okay.
junior into there.
Yeah. Now, Tracy, what about you, man? Where do you fall on all this stuff?
I think if you don't need them, don't get it done. But if they're causing you pain, get them done, no matter how old you are.
There you go. No matter how old. What if you're not causing pain and you're just like you want to get a procedure done? That way you get all the sympathy
I
and
don't
all
think it
that.
should be done.
Yeah. Then you go on, you post it online. Look at me. I have to get this procedure done. Yeah.
Nobody should have unnecessary surgery. Look at most of these celebrities with facelifts. Unnecessary.
Unnecessary. Well, they look so bad. They think they still look good. That's the amazing thing. You see some of these people and they think they look good. They look horrible.
Have you seen a picture of Madonna lately?
No,
She-
I haven't seen-
She looks like an alien. It's not
She looks
not doing
terrible.
her any favors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
doctor did not help her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever see that thing they do for the puffy eyes, and then they talk to that one lady and her face looks like a pincushion, and she's like, "Oh, this helps out so much." I'm like, "My God, you have so much going on there from all those surgeries. This eye bags is the least of your worries, lady."
Yeah.
Oh well. All right. Well, guess what? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with McNew this time. McNew, what do you got?
Still on some Thanksgiving kick. I have Wild Turkey 101.
Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Could be good enough. We'll see. I've got the Elmer T. Lee here. Let's see. Elmer T. Lee. McNew still has the lead. Ryan, you're next.
Grabbing a bottle from old New York, the old bootlegger.
Okay, the old bootlegger. Okay.
See here.
No,
I got
not enough. McNew has the lead. Tracy, you're next. What do you got?
Well, I've got a weeded bourbon we did with Wilderness Trail a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So this has a screw top because it's not on the market yet.
Not on the market yet. All right. Lenny, comes down to you. You won the last one. Now you're going up against McNew. What do you got?
Yeah, I've got the
Barn,
much sought
it looks
after
like.
Hidden Barn ABV Barrel Shop pick.
Nice.
The hometown pick. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think that was enough. You squeaked it out over McNew there. So, Lenny, you're 2 for 2. You're on a roll now. So, cheers.
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 Oh yeah.
All right. We'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, it's going to be time to talk about how would you handle a buyout. We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
I am Stephanie McNew. You are listening to the Bourbon Daily. The real name of the palisade is an ampersand. Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we are talking about how we would handle a buyout.
Yes, we are. So we'll talk about that in a second. You just were drinking the Jackie pick. She stopped in the store and I posted that she was going to be coming by. You can't believe how many people called and want to know exactly what time she's going to be there. Jackie's ICANN is like a unbelievable superstar. So yeah,
I saw her at the Whiskey and Donut Festival in Denver the other week.
Yeah, I'm sure she had a big line around her, big crowd. So yeah, so she's something. So she's coming with us to Key West. So yeah, coming to Key West. It is exciting. So it should be fun. All right, let's talk a little bit how to handle a buyout. Is there anything you guys would do if someone's making you an offer, legitimate cash offer? Is there any stipulations, anything that you would put in there that into that agreement that are worth talking about, or how would you handle it? Again, we got to assume that the cash is right. You're willing to take the buyout, so how do you handle it then?
I mean, I kind of like McNew's theory about, you could probably survive on $1 million a year.
So
if you're going to be around for another 50 years, then you need $50 million after tax.
You're not getting any interest or anything where you don't need quite the 50 million to still come out to $1 million a year.
Right. So, yeah. I mean, I kind of like that way of thinking. I think it's pretty smart way to look at it.
Here's what I think. I think this whole thing comes down to this. We all own our own companies here, and McNew owns our own podcast outside of the ABV network. I think that if someone comes to you with a legitimate offer, part of the key for me is I'm no longer involved. I get these deals where people are still there on the payroll. I don't want them to be like, I don't want to be doing exactly what I'm doing right now. And then someone calling me and say, hey, don't, you got a little too funny there. You need to get to the breaks quicker and stuff like that. Or introduce the guy. No, I want to do this shit the way I want to do it. So once I get bought out, I just want to be gone. That has to be included with me that I'm no longer involved.
So
I never understood.
Control is important. So if you're going to still be around, still doing it, your own creative control is important. But if you say, I'm taking the money and running, I don't care what they do with it.
Right.
And I can see like a little transition time there, right? Like maybe a 6-month transition to help it go. But I'm with you though, Steve, that if I'm getting bought out, then see you later. Right?
Yeah. Imagine, Ryan, you've owned that company for what, 8 years or whatever it is. Imagine someone, you going out to do whatever you do, to go out to marketplace, and you come back and someone's like, Ryan, boy, did you have to stay at the Courtyard? There's a Fairfield Inn just down the road that was cheap. It was $10 a night cheaper. Ryan, and I know we're only talking $30 for those 3 nights, but let me tell you something. Over the course of a year, that $30 you're not going to want to deal with that shit. I mean, fuck that.
Exactly. No, thank you. Right.
Yeah.
But it is my understanding that some of these big buyouts, the owners that are selling retain some piece of ownership.
Mm-hmm.
So they may want to stick around to make sure it's still done their way.
Sure.
That's how I would want to do it, because I want to make sure the festival's done the way we envisioned it, not completely changed when we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I always thought that was interesting where, I was obviously just having Wilderness Trail sold 70%, right? And they got another 30% on the table by 2032 or something, right?
Yeah.
And I always thought it was interesting that these companies will buy a certain percentage and then have an agreement with an option to buy the remaining 30% in this case, right?
Right.
So that's always kind of piqued my interest.
I could see like in the industry, like for a non-distilling producer, I could see an acquisition happen where there's no need for management to stay on board from the previous company. But for any scenario, like I mean, not to name names, but like recent ones like Wilderness Trail or anyone, I mean, they've got a whole crew involved, and it's not like as far as I understand, like a Constellation or a Diageo or Pernod. It's not like they have crews waiting in the wings, like, okay, get the new guys in and let's change everything and make it. I think there's an understanding of, with a lot of these acquisitions, the management team, the crew, they're expected to be there for 5+ years. There's, that's the transition for them. And I think also, Ryan, you touched on an interesting point, referencing what McNew had stated about value. Something I'm fascinated about that, certainly must be a negotiated component is, any company, a valuation might be done based on their sales and, their inventory of product. But what about, I always find it fascinating about brand potential and just general brand, like what the acquisition is buying. And when some of these numbers come in, the big one that came in a while ago, not in bourbon, but in beer, when Ballast Point was acquired for $1 billion based on more potential than actual sales, that's fascinating. I mean, I think, I guess, Steve, to the point of the whole question, what do you do? I guess anchor hard on the value of the brand. I think that's really interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely, right?
I don't feel like most of those companies are buying the value of the brand. Certainly in the distilled spirits, it seems like they're buying what they want to buy is distribution. They want to buy where sales and distribution. That's what they're literally buying. They want to know that hey, I bought this and we're going to be we kind of let them do their own thing or whatever. But we want to know that this is an annuity where we're going to get this much coming in every year, at least, and hopefully it'll grow from there. I think they care very little about the brands themselves or even the whiskey, how good it is or anything like that. If it's out there, and you look at the ones that have been bought out, they have good distribution. Widow Jane, Few Spirits, Wilderness Trail. These are not ones that are just in like 2 states, they're ones that have not only national but international in most instances.
I think that we find I don't know, I wouldn't say an equivalent number of cases, but I think we'd find a lot of cases where acquisitions happen. Part of that is brand is solid, let us get you into our distribution network. And you hear that all the time, whether it's actuality or not, from the founder saying, this was the right buyer, this is the right time, and now we can finally get our product out.
Do you hear that? I hear that in beer, yes. Do you hear that in distilled spirits? I mean,
yeah, I hear it a lot. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, Malcona's another one. Wide distribution. Every example I can think of, they're for undercraft. Now, I'm not saying they're comparable to Beam or even any of the heritage brands, but in terms of craft spirits, they're out there. High West was another one that got bought out there. They're out there everywhere.
You look at Widow Jane right now. Virtually, you can't find it around here because they are, I guess, moving to the other distributor, and their current distributor's not doing anything with it.
Yeah.
It's sitting in the warehouse.
That's
Interesting.
Yeah. So whatever was on the shelf before the acquisition is gonna go. Whatever's sitting in the warehouse will stay till they shift it all over. But they're not trying to sell it, I don't think.
It's interesting.
And Lenny, I don't know about you, but I've always thought that distribution is the trickiest part of this whole business. So
it sucks.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's challenging.
Part. Yeah. And I think it's I won't say it's the least fun, but it kind of is in a weird way because it's such a pain in the ass. It's I don't think of, what I do at Deerhammer or what Deerhammer does in general is like the grind of business because we get to be so creative and we make things. But when you talk about distribution and expansion plans, that is the grind of business.
Yeah.
Like that's some nose down work.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
tough.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And I just always get a chuckle when I get this 7, 10, 12-page distribution contract. You got to sign this and you're married to us for at least 7 years. I'm like, oh, F yourself, right? Come on.
Yeah.
So,
It's
anyways.
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. I don't
All
know.
right. Well, it's something. I know I wouldn't want to be involved if someone bought out the ABV network. It's they buy it, it's theirs. I'll maybe in a short transition time, but then that's it. Then Steve's done. He's living in
So
Florida.
Steve,
somewhere.
do you want to sell it still with the name, or do you want to say you can have it? You can have everything I have, but my ABV network is dead. It's gone. You can name it something else. You want
I don't know.
use your name like that? That would bother me probably.
I would like the idea of it goes on and has its own life. It's almost like, when your kid grows up and they get out of the house and you want them to do well, but I don't want to be involved in her life every day. I don't want to be, but I like the idea that she's out there on her own. So yeah.
She's still
Well, Steve, I think in your situation in particular, certainly keep the name the ABV network, but not your likeness and image or whatever.
Right. Well, I wouldn't want them to take my likeness and image. No.
Yeah.
no Tommy Bahama shirt clause.
Right. Right.
Exactly. Right.
They're like, hey, Steve, we have that image now. You got to shave your beard because that's our image now. And I'm like, what? We're going to need your glasses, Steve.
You say no beards and no Tommy Bahamas. You can have
Yeah, we're gonna have to take those from you. Yeah, so there you go. All right, well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Tracy, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
I'm Nola Bourbon on Instagram and Facebook, and NO Bourbon Fest on Instagram and Facebook, and you can find us at the New Orleans Bourbon Festival.com for tickets and things like that.
All right, Ryan.
across all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey. And our website is 10thwhiskey.com. That's 10th, whiskey with an E.
Lenny.
You can find me and the rest of Deerhammer on social media at Deerhammer, on the web at deerhammer.com, where you can also order our bottles, and you come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado.
McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV, and you can find my Highly Spirited podcast anywhere else you get podcasts too.
And it's for sale, so talk to her. All right. For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, the thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us at the ABV Barrel Shop. Please get signed up for our email distribution and text at abvbarrelshop.com. You'll see a form right on the main page. Check it out, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
You guys.
All right.
Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the Hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.